the Senate floor. A place of power, a place of debate. Here, history is written, and the future is shaped. It's a battleground of ideas, where voices rise and fall, and where the fate of the nation can be influenced by a single speech. On March 31, 2025, it became a stage for Senator Cory Booker's marathon speech, a speech that would echo through the halls of Congress and beyond. Booker, a Democrat from New Jersey, stood in stark opposition to the actions of the Trump administration. His words were not just a critique, but a call to action, a plea for justice and integrity. He felt compelled to speak out, to give voice to the anxieties gripping the nation. The weight of his responsibility was immense, and he embraced it fully. His aim? To hold a mirror up to the potential consequences of the administration's policies, to make the invisible visible, and to ensure that the voices of the marginalized were heard. Booker's decision to embark on this oratorical journey was a calculated one. He knew the risks, but he also knew the potential rewards. The chance to make a difference was worth it. He understood the weight such speeches carry in the annals of the Senate. The power of words to inspire, to challenge, and to change the course of history. He was prepared to stand alone, to speak truth to power, no matter the cost. In that moment, Cory Booker embodied the spirit of a true statesman, unwavering and resolute. Booker's grievances were many and deeply felt. He believed the Trump administration's policies were eroding the very fabric of American society, undermining the principles of justice and equality that the nation was built upon. He saw a nation teetering on the brink, its future uncertain and its people divided. The polarization was palpable, and the stakes were incredibly high. High on Booker's list of concerns were the proposed cuts to Medicaid, a lifeline for millions of Americans who depended on it for their healthcare needs. He foresaw a future where the most vulnerable Americans, the poor, the elderly, the disabled, would be left behind, struggling to survive without the support they desperately needed. He argued that these cuts were not about fiscal responsibility, but about ideology. An ideology that seemed to prioritize the wealthy and powerful over the needs of ordinary citizens. An ideology that prioritized tax cuts for the wealthy over healthcare for those in need, creating a stark contrast between the haves and the have-nots. Booker's voice resonated with a palpable urgency, a call to action that could not be ignored. He spoke of constituents struggling to afford life-saving medication, their lives hanging in the balance as they faced skyrocketing drug prices. He spoke of families facing impossible choices between putting food on the table and seeking medical care, a heartbreaking reality for too many. This was not some abstract political debate. It was about real lives hanging in the balance, about the very soul of the nation and its commitment to its most vulnerable citizens. Throughout his speech, Booker wove in powerful references to figures who had graced the Senate before him. One such figure was the late Senator John McCain. Booker invoked McCain's dramatic thumbs-down vote on the Republican healthcare bill in 2017. Booker argued that the proposed Medicaid cuts were a repeat of past mistakes. He accused Republicans of prioritizing partisan politics over the well-being of the American people. He implored them to remember their oath to serve the nation, not just their party. Section 4. A Night of Solidarity. As the night wore on, Booker's energy never wavered. He fielded questions from his Democratic colleagues, engaging in thoughtful dialogue about the issues at hand. Senator Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, expressed his unwavering support, praising Booker's courage and conviction. Perhaps the most poignant moment of the night came when Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester joined Booker on the floor. She offered a heartfelt prayer, asking for guidance and strength in the face of adversity. It was a powerful reminder that even in the often cynical world of politics, there is still room for faith and compassion. Section 5. The Weight of Words. This section delves into the profound impact that words can have, especially when spoken with conviction and purpose. Cory Booker's marathon speech was more than just a speech, it was an act of defiance. He stood there, unwavering, for hours, pouring his heart and soul into every word. It was a stark reminder that in the face of injustice, silence is not an option. His words echoed the sentiments of many who felt marginalized and ignored. His words, imbued with passion and conviction, served as a rallying cry for those who felt unheard and unseen. The energy in the room was palpable, as if every listener was hanging on to his every word. The true impact of Booker's speech remains to be seen. As he walked off the Senate floor, the weight of his words lingered in the air. Did it sway any votes? Did it make a difference in the legislative process? Did it change any minds? Only time will tell. The debates and discussions that followed were intense and passionate, but one thing is certain. Cory Booker's voice resonated far beyond the hallowed halls of the Senate. His message reached people from all walks of life. He reminded us that in a democracy, every voice matters. Every individual has the power to make a difference. And sometimes it takes a marathon speech to make that voice heard. In the end, it's the persistence and passion behind the words that truly make an impact.